welcome to our sampler quilt along. So our very first block has only got one piece, so it's going to give us a square. Now, square is the very basic building blocks of quilts. So you can just have quilts made up of squares joined together. They can be simple, but also they can be very striking quilts. If you use colour coordination in them, you can create all sorts of patterns in them. Also, you can use small quilts. I've got a quilt that I've got up on my bed, which is a postage stamp quilt. So each of those pieces on there is about 1 inch square once they've been sewn. Or else you can have larger squares, and if you look on Pinterest you'll see where different size squares have been combined to create quilts too. So it sounds simple, but you can create great patterns with them. So I'm just going to do a scrappy quilt. I've just dug into my scrap box and I've pulled out this fabric. At this end I've just about got enough to do a 6.5 inch square, so I'm just going to cut that bit off there, and now I can use this as a guide, as I've got a 6.5 inch wide ruler. So just lining it up, top straight line onto one of my guidelines on my ruler, and I'm going to cut either side there. So that side's square, so I can now line up those two edges. Just trim the last edge. And that's my first square done. So I'm going to put that in a safe place until we need it and build up the other blocks. Now, one thing to mention, that our blocks aren't all going to be the same size, so we're going to have some fun when it comes to piecing it together at the end. So for now, put that to one side and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the next block.